What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Niner Sickness with the N.W.A podcast. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing good. It is Monday, the beginning of the week. There's so much to talk about tonight. Before I bring in my boy E-Man, there's so much to talk about. There's been a couple of signings, and there's been a couple of players that have been gone. And we're going to cover that tonight. What's up, Tom? What's up, Don, Roberto? How are you guys doing? Appreciate you guys stopping by. Plus, we're going to be giving away a free patch today. So stay tuned. One of you guys are going to win a free patch. And we're going to have a fun way of giving you this patch. You are going to enjoy. We're going to have a duck race. Yeah, you heard me. A duck race. And I think you guys are going to enjoy that very much. What's up, Nina? What's up, Kimo? Let me go ahead and bring him in, my boy, my brother from another mother, E-Man, to join me. What's up, E-Man?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to the show. Hope everybody had a good weekend.
What's up, Don? What's up? Tell Jayla and Ariel the Niners sickness and E-Man says, Cubo, what's up? Hope everybody's having a good time. Hope everybody's enjoying themselves. Let me try something real quick. Hold on, boss.
Okay.
Let me put your solo while I do this.
Hey, what's going on, Roberto? What's up, Tom? Hello, Don. What's going on, Grant? How you doing? And I'm making sure I didn't miss anybody. And Don. I'm sorry, Don. Hope everybody's having a good night. Big news. Free agency signings from our own squad. Also, getting ready for free agency frenzy. Hope everybody tunes in. It's a very important time, whether as an NFL fan, as a 49er fan, big big time. Especially this is where teams are made,
Yep. I
and
agree
absolutely.
100%.
So yeah, I mean, figured getting started. A lot of people have talked about uh, the free agencies, the free agents that we've signed as far as bringing our own back. The first one I wanted to touch on is use check. Looks like it's a 5 year, $27 million contract. I think the guaranteed dollars are real low. It's a real it's team friendly as far as the guaranteed part goes.
Now,
Not really.
do you know that for a fact, or do you? Because the breakdown hasn't come out yet, right? So we
It's come out. I think it's nine. I wanted to say 9.7 million, or no, 9.6 million guaranteed.
okay.
Uh, yeah, $9.6 million guaranteed over the course.
Yeah. I would like to see what
Is it
kind
better?
the whole breakdown of it, but I don't think it's going to be. I know a lot of people are disappointed because they got him for 5 years, about 10 million, and people are like, that's too much money. But some people like the fullback, some people don't. People need to realize that they utilize him a lot in the on the offense, not just a fullback blocking. They use him in the pass catch and the run. So he wears a lot of hats, and so somebody that wears a lot of hats is very important to Kyle Shanahan's offense. So I'm glad they were able to bring him back. Hopefully, it is like you said, a friendly kind of contract. Murat Parag, it's probably worth something out where it's always beneficial for the Niners coming. I don't expect them to be with the Niners for the whole 5 years, but at least for the next 2 years, hopefully it is something that works
Yeah,
on our favor.
it's more backloaded than it is front loaded. First 2 years don't seem like that big of a hit. Um, as far as the base salary goes, it's a little bit lower on the side. It doesn't really kick off until 2023 as
Okay.
far as the base salary goes. But he is one of the most important pieces of our offense, especially in that run game. So having him back is vital to what we do. Um, is he as good as he was as he as advertised? Um, when he first came here, I think he was better.
Okay.
I'm not taking a knock at him saying he's terrible by no means. No, he's still an elite. He's still playing at an elite level. Uh, do I see him being here the entire 5 years? I don't. I think he'll. I think at least for the next 2 years he will be a 49er.
Yeah, I agree. I think that they're looking at the projection of at least 2 years, and then we'll figure out on the 30 year based on the quality of play he's given the 49ers in the next year or two. So I'm glad we signed him back. I'm glad that we're going to be able to use them, and then also we were able to bring back a cornerback, Jason Verrett. And for what I heard is the Niners offered him a multi-year contract. And listen, Jason Verrett had a great 2020 season, but he's been known for the injury bug. He's been hurt, and I don't think no teams really made a great offer for him out on the market. He realized, you know what, 1 year sample size was just not enough. So instead of taking a multi-year contract and tying himself down, he decided to bet on himself and and play for 1 more year and be able to showcase that year one, which is in his case 2020, was not a fluke. And if he plays well in 2021, then he'll be able to mark up his value of a bigger contract, whether it's with us or someone else. But I like the idea that he signed a 1 year, let's prove it type of contract. What's your thoughts on that, Eric?
I think both sides came to terms as far as what they wanted. Uh, if it had been a multi-year deal, I don't think it would have been one in favor of Jason Verrett. I think it would have been more in favor of the 49ers. So for him to go out this year, if he goes out and plays the caliber of football that he played last year, then when it comes time to re-signing him, which let's be real, I don't think if he goes out and plays the way he did last year, he won't be a 49er next year. We won't be able to keep him, unfortunately. But it's nice to get him at the price that we got him at. And um, whoa, Boston Hater,
No, it's not the Boston hater.
Mike,
Hold on.
Mike,
We're bringing in Mike a little bit late.
what's up,
What's up?
Mike?
What's up, Mike?
You're
What's
gonna have
going
to
on,
move me over
gentlemen?
a
How
little
you
bit.
guys doing?
Doing good. Let me set up Eric real quick again. I'll change the names in a minute. Mike, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the show. Appreciate it, man. We were just talking a little bit, just to fill you in. We were just talking about the signing of Juice and what it means to the Niners, and also the signing of Jason Verrett and what does that mean for the Niners as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to be able to lock down one side of the field for $5.5 million, possibly 6.5 at the most.
Yeah, I agree
You guys think
100%.
about that? I'll gladly give that to a DB. I think it's I think it's great that we got him back. I wish we could have got him a little bit longer, but let's just hope that let's just hope that we can keep him for longer than this year. He has been that caliber of player since he's been in the league. He's just been hurt, so he hadn't been able to showcase his full ability because he hadn't been able to be on the football field. The fact that he's a starting DB after everything that he's been through goes to show. I don't think any player at that, well, I'll just leave it at DB. I don't think any DBs went through what he's gone through and still starting in this league.
Yeah, yeah. I just like the idea that he's going to be able to prove it. Now, with the signing of Jason Verrett, brings Jason Verrett back, and then also bringing Emmanuel Mosley and having our two starting corners back there. Do you guys think, before we go any further, of the people that we signed again and lost, do you guys think that with a 12th overall pick, they still go corner or quarterback?
I'll let Mike answer that one.
I don't know, man. I mean, it really depends on what they value. I mean, obviously they've shown that they value both so far by announcing that, verbally hinting at the fact that we need backup quarterback.
Yep.
But then we address some secondary needs in free agency. So by retaining a lot of a couple guys, mostly in Verrett. So at this point, I mean, that's good that we have that cushion now, because going into it prior to deciding them, we was like, dang, man, we were looking really thin out there. Now we got a couple guys back there, so that's great. We still need some more, but you know, we got to get a backup quarterback. That's a fact. We still have holes to fill, and the thing is, you will never fulfill your team roster in 1 year. It's just not going to happen. Every year you're losing something, and it's your job to gain something. So you're going to have an area where you're strong in, and you're going to have an area where you're not as strong in, but your coaches have to do a good job of hiding that weakness. Every team has a weakness. There's not one full, complete, totality team, like 100%. Everybody has a weakness. So even the Bucks, when they won the Super Bowl, they still had some. They had a great defense out there. They played great, but there was still some holes in their team as well throughout the season. They just got hot towards the end of the year. They made some late acquisitions, and that's what helps. The difference of being a good team to and a great team. And that's all they did. They signed some players, man. Let's be real. So San Francisco can do the same damn thing. We just gotta go get it. And I'm gonna be honest, man. If the 49ers going to go all out this year, I'm fine with it, because I'm tired of building, rebuilding, rebuilding. I get we want to be good for a long time and consistently compete, but at this point, man, I'm ready to go all in, man. I just want to get the six on body. You
Yeah,
know,
I agree.
not to jeopardize our future too bad, but what we doing,
Yeah.
we all right. But yeah, we'll see, man. I mean, I personally want a backup quarterback. That's just me. And I was saying this
Um,
prior to signing Mosley and Verrett.
here's the direction I think the team's gonna go. Just by a basis, this is just early prospects for me. As difficult as it's been, I think Trent Williams should have been signed by this point. They've been talking throughout the season. Hell, even Sunday they were talking. Uh, I think there's a real possibility that Trent Williams walks and gets a better offer. Now, given that, as soon as if he leaves, our biggest need becomes left tackle. So if that happens, then our number 12 pick will be a offensive tackle.
Now, to kind of react to that thought process there, Eman, I think the longer that he doesn't get signed, and kind of it's more beneficial to us, because he's getting. Um, I know he wanted to test the market. He wanted to get a feel of what he is worth. And so he's getting teams that are offering this amount, offering that amount. And I think we hold the cards with him. He highly esteems the 49ers. He loves the organization. He loves playing for Kyle Shannon. Now, I understand if another team gives him an offer that just blows everybody out of the water, it would be for his right, and he should take that contract offer. But if we're talking about a couple million, I think he will decide to stay with us. The fact that he hasn't signed yet is he's just filtering all these amounts out there, and he's trying to weigh his decision. He hasn't accepted a decision. So I think the longer it takes, it kind of works on our favor, personally. But you're right. If he doesn't sign, that does alter the direction that we may go in the draft, because now, do they still draft quarterback, corner, or are their hands tied to taking a tackle to replace somewhat of the quality of Mr. Williams? So it's going to be very, but I think I'm positive we're going to sign him. But like I said, if a team offers him 23 million a year, 24, um, then I can't blame him for taking the money. Just as long as he doesn't get signed by the Seahawks, I'm good.
No, they can't. The couple of teams that are actually looking at Trent is Kansas City,
The
which
Kansas City,
surprisingly,
The Colts, and the
Colts and the
Bears.
Bears. Those are the teams. Um, now, I mean, if the money's similar all the way across the board, which teams sound more advertising to you? More, I mean, I think Kansas City, outside of San Francisco and Kansas City, then it would be the Colts, but I would be least favored to go to Chicago.
Yeah, I think Colts and Kansas City, a factor for him to go there will be the money. I think
Oh yeah,
if the Niners offer him 20 and the Kansas City offers him 20, 23, 24, then that could be a one that moves the needle his way there. But if he gets offered 22, 21 by Kansas City and 20 by us, he loves the way Kyle Shanahan utilizes his ability to play in our system. And he loves the Kyle Shanahan. And he hasn't been shy on saying that. So it has to be a contract that totally blows him away. Like they just come at him with 24 million a year. He's like, I got to take it. But if it's not something in that case, and you think if these teams wanted to blow him away, I think he would have been signed by now. I think if somebody offered him 24, we would have heard it by now. It would have been Trent Williams goes to the Colts for 24 million. The fact that he hasn't been signed is that the teams that are offering him any money are kind of similar ballpark of where the Niners are at, and that's why he's trying to make a decision. So that kind of, if you think about it, because if we offer him 20 and somebody offered him 24, he would have signed already. The fact that he's not
yeah.
signed kind of bears that, what he's weighing his options because the money that is being offered by these other teams is not that much more than what the Niners are offering. Does that make sense?
And you got to take into consideration guaranteed money. Like
Yes.
you can say you're going to pay me 20 million a year, $25 million a
But
year,
what's guaranteed?
but you can guarantee me 40 of that, and the rest. Where's the rest of my money at? I'd probably be over there beating that guy up for the rest of the 40. But I think, I mean, there's a lot of perspectives as far as looking into that deal. What would actually it correlate, and you got to take into consideration his age.
Yeah.
I mean, how long can he perform at this high level? Um, and kind of like, I mean, he is the best. He is the best. I'm not even gonna say left tackle on the market. He is the best lineman on in the market right now, and a lot of teams need to address that issue. So, and
Yeah,
they got money to play with.
yeah. I mean, Corey Lindsey, he signed with the Chargers. He left the Packers for the Chargers, and what's his name? Signed with the guard signed with Kansas City. So Kansas City got their
Oh
guard,
yeah,
and so
that's why I'm kind of curious of how they can afford Trent Williams with everything that's coming at them. I mean, that's what really just kind of.
well, how are the Rams 38 million under minus in the cap, and they signed Leonard to a what $60 million contract? How did they do that?
Well, they ate a lot of it last year with Gurley and
Yeah, but they're
Brandon
minus
Cooks.
and they're minus in the cap category, and it's just it's amazing me how these teams can be so negative in the cap and still sign. Um, they're just it has to be a lot of an incentive and front loaded type of contracts that these players are
They
getting.
they're giving him stock in Bitcoin.
Yeah, something, bro, something. Um,
There was a question out there that I wanted to get
address?
us an address. Yeah, Grant asked, "What do we think about Juice's contract? Do you think we overpaid?" Just kind of wanted to get y'all's thoughts on that.
Really, Grant Cones? Really, really? If Nate was here, he would have been, yeah. Welcome, by the way, uh, Grant Cones. So, what do you guys think we did over? Did we overpay by juice? Go ahead and answer that, Eric, and then we'll ask Mike that same question.
Well, the fact that I mean, if you look at our halfbacks, there's not a single one that comes even close to what Juice is going to be making. Uh, Even Mostert, I don't think tops. Maybe with incentives, maybe top 3 million. But yeah, we're paying a little bit more than the projected market of what a fullback should be in paid, and we don't use him as much as we could be. So yeah, I think it could have been a little bit lower, maybe in the neighborhood of three and some incentives. But guess we'll just have to see. He better play his ass off.
Yeah. I was going to ask that question to Mike, but I'm going to ask Mike another question better. Since you answer that, there's no reason for two of us to answer the same question. Florida Mike, uh, I don't know if you are aware, but if you are, what are your thoughts on how players respect John Lynch and Kyle Shannon and the Niners organization in a way where before Sherman's on his way out, he knows that. But even though he's on his way out, he was able to give some of his money back to the Niners organization, and about 11 million, which I thought was honorable. Then you have, then you have D Ford, who generously restructured his contract, and it got a 2-year, $24 million contract, which we're going to save about 9 million against the cap this year because of that generosity of D Ford. And by the way, I was going to wear D Ford's jersey today. I totally forgot. D Ford, I apologize for not wearing your jersey, but I think that D Ford did a great, honorable thing because of that relationship with John Lynch. He was able to restructure because he didn't have to restructure his contract, Florida Mike. He didn't have to restructure. He was on a contract where if he would have just said, I don't care, I want my money, we were screwed. The fact that he restructured it, he helped out the 49ers. So my question to you, Florida Mike, what is your thoughts on that from D Ford, if you heard of that?
Well, I mean, I think both players have something in common. They were injured. So, Richard Sherman has always been a stand up guy. He's a man of his principles and what he believes in. And to see him donate, if you will, that 11 million back to the 49ers is a noble act. But the reality is, I mean, both of them were out. More so, Ford was out there than Sherman because Ford didn't even play a snap. But Sherman was out, and I mean, it's a business, but at the same time, your reputation supersedes your business decisions. When you do something with a team like that, people are going to remember that. So all the Niner fans, including myself, that didn't like Richard Sherman as far as on the field only, because I never been against Sherman off the field. I love what he does off the field. I love how he campaigns for the youth and all the stuff he stands for. But on the field, of course, I was against him because he was playing for that little team up there in Washington. So when he came to our team and he had the leadership in our locker room, he helped, whether people like it or not, Richard Sherman played a pivotal role in setting us up for long term success. His leadership is uncanny. Like, he came in with a lot of young guys and he took that locker room and made us compete. When we beat Seattle in San Francisco with him, that was a huge win for him, and the team. And that was a turn of direction. And I think our team got confidence. So it's noble. A lot of this stuff is business. So it's great to see those guys do that. They respect the coaches and the culture there. D Ford is still on the team. So him doing that is just like McKinnon when he did some stuff, I think, when he was here, you know. But McKinnon showed you how he really felt when he was on the way out. where Sherman is going on the way out and he going out on a better note, but he played more too. So, like I said, I think it's just a testament of these guys' character in general and the culture that we built in San Francisco, and that's going to make guys want to come here because they see an unselfish group of people.
I like that. I like that. Yeah. Um, Me and Nate were talking earlier, and we were talking about when the D Ford situation popped up on Twitter that they restructured his contract. Because he has that injury contract where he didn't have to restructure. He could have stayed where he was at, but the fact that the Niners didn't cut him last year when he first got hurt, they showed him a little bit of love, and he returned the favor back. So the whole point of this is just I love the relationship of the front office. I love how the integrity of John Lynch as a general manager, Kyle Shanahan as a coach, the relationship these players have with these coaches, where the fact that D Ford is able to restructure his contract by his own, he's willing to do that. Now he might even be able to play. I don't know if he'll play or not, but the opportunity is there for us to do some other things that we want to do now because of the flexibility that we have now with the restructured contract of D Ford. Now, I hope that Sean Lynch and Kyle Shanahan utilizes that for the favor of us and puts it in the right place by bringing some players. Now, so anyway, I thought that was great about D Ford. So D Ford, I did not wear your jersey today. I was supposed to do that. I told that to Nate earlier. I completely forgot, so I apologize. So moving on a little bit, unless you wanted to comment a little bit on D Ford, Eman.
Oh no, I'm good on D4.
Okay,
Don asked when the draft is. The draft is April 29th to
April
May
29th.
1st.
Yes, April 29th. So
Set your calendars. Box.
so moving on, we lost a player, first player that we lost to free agency. Some of you were attached to him. Some of you weren't. Some of you guys liked him. Some of you guys didn't. But I'm talking about wide receiver Kendrick Bourne. Signed a 3-year, $22.5 million contract with the Patriots. I want to get your thoughts. I'm going to ask Eric, and then I'll ask Florida Mike. But what's your thoughts on moving on from KB?
It was time. I thought, especially for that price, it was time for him to roll. I hope that we can. One of the names that kind of stuck out to me and I'm still saying this, as far as playing that kind of come in role. I know people were looking at Emmanuel Sanders, but I think we're set on the outsides. I think we need somebody on the inside.
Yeah, we need a slot. We need a slot
I
receiver.
think we need like a Adam Humphreys or something like that. Which if he came at the right price, I'd be happy. But honestly, I don't think our free agency is going to go much into receivers. I think it's going to be, where we're at with our defense. So it may be somewhere we address in the draft.
Okay. What about you, Florida Mike? What's your thoughts on KB being the first free agent that we lost this offseason?
I mean, it does surprise me. I'm really haven't been a fan of him personally. So, um, you know, he got to do what he got to do what's best for him, and we got to do what's best for us. So, I don't know, man. I don't know the details of John Brown's contract. I've always been a fan of John Brown. I think he's a free agent right now, and
Yeah,
I
he
feel
was
like
cut.
John Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Brown covers a lot of everything. He can go outside, slot. He could do a little bit of everything. So, John Brown has been consistent. I would if it's salary cap wise, it's not a big thing to replace somebody like Bourne. I would love to have a John Brown type of guy. He's a veteran. Um, we know what he can do. He was over on this side before he went to Buffalo. So
Yeah, that's a good name out there. You know, there's flexibility there. Letting go of Kendrick Bourne, there's definitely a flexibility there. Bringing someone like Emmanuel Sanders or Brown or someone either we draft, but we definitely need. I'm not a big fan of Trent Taylor. I'm really not either. And personally, his mustache has to go, but that's just me. But the guy got to go within himself. I'm not a big fan of him. I know he's a great friend of George Kittle, and we don't want to rock the boat with George Kittle, but um, I think we need. I think he's the next guy that needs to go and not be brought back. Um, and I'm not even going to bother mentioning Jalen Hurd, even though he might be an upside. But until he plays, I don't know what we have in him. So not even worth mentioning, in my opinion, until I can see some production on the field. They can contribute for us talking about him. But so we can. Email says draft. Flora Mike says Brown. I like Emmanuel Sanders to come back at a reasonable price. I'm not. If we're talking $7-8 million, nope, not for a 34-year-old receiver. Now I do like the presence of Emmanuel Sanders only because him and Debo Samuel get along very well. He was a great mentor to Debo Samuel in 2019 when we brought him from a trade from the Broncos. Him and Debo Samuel hit it off right away, and you were able to see the way that Debo Samuel was able to play better because of Sanders being there. And I can only imagine what Sanders can teach the young kid Brandon Ayuk as well. So from that perspective, for the right price, 5.5, 6 million a year, I would like to bring Sanders back, but that's just my thought process on that. So, but Kendra Bourne is no longer with us. He is gone. Now we did bring a free agent. Um, and I thought we were not going to sign anybody until we sign our own. But this kid is definitely a replacement for Hyder. This kid is, a rotational pass rusher. He's an outside linebacker that we picked up from the Rams. First name is Samson. Last name, I'm not even going to pronounce it 'cause I can't. It is spelled Ebukam. If one of you guys can pronounce that, go ahead. I cannot, so I'm just going to go based on his first name. We signed him to 2 years, 12 million, contract of 6 million a year. I want to get your thoughts on that as a rotational S rusher that we can pair up with Bosa. I think he's definitely an upgrade from Hyder and much cheaper than Hyder would cost. So what's your thoughts on that? I'll go ahead and ask Eman first.
I'm not really. I wouldn't per se say an upgrade or anything like that. It was definitely It was definitely noticeable last year with the amount of. I mean, we had a lot of depth in the previous year in 2000 when we made our run, but last year we didn't have the depth to have a equatable pass rush. We were literally scraping the bottom of the barrel when it came to these pass rushers. So the
So
fact that we can go
let me
in
get
and get
real
one
quick. Let me
for,
get this right. You say he's not an upgrade to Hyder.
I personally don't think so. No,
So you think Hyder's better than Samson that we got from the Rams?
they're probably about. I mean, I wouldn't. He's not. I wouldn't say that he's a better pass rusher at all. No.
Oh wow. Okay. So you like Hyder better. Okay. Interesting. Go ahead and finish your thought process. I just wanted to clarify that. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
I mean, honestly, yeah. I don't. I mean, as far as somebody who's going to come in and fill a void, I think he'll fit in greatly. I think that he may. I mean, I'm just. It's different schemes here. We're not talking about the Rams where they have that inside pressure. Like we're our pressure is going to come from the outside, obviously. So he's going to have to carry more weight. He's not going to have that help like he did in the Rams.
Okay. Same question to you, Florida Mike. I would like to get a different perspective. What's your thoughts on the signing of the outside linebacker Samson coming out of the Rams? Do you think he's an upgrade to Hyder, or do you think he's equally to Hyder? What's your thoughts if you know anything about this kid?
Well, I mean, me personally, if he's cheaper, it's an upgrade for payment wise. Now, talent has yet to be seen. I mean, we run a different system. We have a totally different type of defense. And we don't have Salah anymore, so it's gonna be interesting to see how we use him. If Bosa comes back, that'll help out on the other side, but it's going to be a different dynamic. So we'll see. I mean, it has yet to be seen. One thing I don't do is I don't like to take players on what they did with other teams and systems and say they're an upgrade or they're not as good, because I believe players play based in the system they're in, and some players succeed in other systems better than others. So, and then some players are just not good across the board. You know, like Cassius Marsh, no matter where he goes, he is what he is, no matter what system. But you have a guy like this who's shown some good production with the Rams. It's no reason why he can't come over here and do his thing. But it has yet to be seen at this point. But I do believe that he can exceed Hyder.
Yeah, I
I
agree. I think
I,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I also have I didn't say this earlier because I was respectfully letting you guys talk, but now that I have the mic real quick, I also have a different perspective going back to the use check about being overpaid. Um, I feel everybody in this market is overpaid damn near. If you want somebody, you're gonna have to overpay. That's just the nature of the game. Most players are not doing what Tom Brady's doing, voluntarily taking less money so they can win Super Bowls and compete year after year. Most players are taking max pay. If you're the best in your position, you are taking the max pay. That's what the game is now. And whether they're worth it or not is irrelevant, because let's face it, who's better than Juice in his position? Most fullbacks aren't even really used in today's game like him, and he's not utilized in the passing as much as he should be, because he's capable of catching touchdowns. We saw that first score in the Super Bowl was him. So, he blocks, he does a lot for our team. When he's not out there, our run game takes a significant dip. It's a drop off. So he does a lot for our team. Is he worth it? I mean, if you're looking at it from a perspective of how fullbacks are used in the league, most people are going to say he's not worth it. But the reality is, in his position, what he does for this San Francisco team, you know, he does a lot. So he's going to demand top dollar. And whether we could have got him for cheaper yet is irrelevant at this point. We signed him for what we did. But in fairness, we don't know the details of his contract. I don't think anyone does. So I'm going to reserve judgment on that. So I just want to throw that in there. But I really think everybody's overpaid, man. Like, I see receivers getting paid big money because the market is big money. It's not like these guys are Jerry Rice, Michael Irvin type guys. They're getting paid more though because of the market. So that's the type of market we're in. Guys are going to test the market. They're going to get overpaid. So anytime I hear people saying like, "Man, this guy's not worth it," I'm like, if they're one of the top of the class in their position, and the value is there, somebody has that money, they're going to go for it, whether they're worth it or not. It's the type of market. It's a different market today. That's just how I feel.
No, I agree. And real quick, before we go on and continue on with our conversation, I'm going to go ahead and do a little. We're going to do a little intermission duck race, and we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to give away a free patch. I'm going to give away a free patch to a lucky winner, and how we're going to determine the winner is we're going to do a race, and let's see who will win the race. I'm going to put it on the screen. As you can see on the screen, let me get it centered. We have Javier, we have Kimo, we have Don, Grant, and Tom. There's 5 of you here that are not part of the panel. So we're going to do a 45-second race. And whatever duck gets across the finish line first will win a patch of my choice. I will just send it to you for the winner. So if you guys are ready, we're going to go ahead and have a race. Good luck to Javier, Kimo, Don, Grant, and Tom. Here we go. Are you ready? Your mark, set, go. Javier's in the lead. Javier's taking off. Kimo and Don and Grant and Tom are kind of kicking back together. Let's see what happens. 32 seconds left. Here comes Kimo. There goes Grant. Oh, Kimo's moving. Kimo is moving. Grant and Kimo are taking the lead. Here comes Tom. Who is going to win? Let's see who's going to win this race. Who's going to get a patch? Who's going to get a patch? It's Grant is in the lead. Oh, I forgot about Roberto. It's all right, Roberto. I got you. Here we go. And it's Dawn. Dawn is the winner. Congratulations, Dawn, for winning a patch. Now, because Roberto popped in and I did not see his name, I'm going to, in a little bit, I'll do another race. I will do another race and I will add Roberto into the race. Roberto, I apologize. I will add you to the next race and we'll give away another patch. I hope you guys had a little bit of fun watching the duck race. Don, congratulations. Send me your information. Send me an email to ninersickness@yahoo.com with your mailing address, and I will send you a patch tomorrow morning. So congratulations to Don.
I think she clocked out. I think she clocked out. I wasn't able to read a lot of the comments because I was listening to you guys. I'm just opening them up recently, but I think I did see where she said she was going to bed.
Okay, so she's not here. Should I do the race again? And at Tom,
I'm gonna say this, man, on behalf of my bro Tom, because I got love for everybody on this show equally, but Tom and me have so much in common because I love how Tom is an equal opportunity hater like myself, but he hates the Cowboys slightly above everyone else like myself. So that duck for Tom needs to get an engine in his rear end. It was not cool that Tom was that far behind. I'm a little upset with that duck. It reminds me, I want to shoot that duck like Duck Hunt for Nintendo.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe some of y'all young. Y'all don't know what Duck Hunt is, but Tom, I'm with you, man. I'm representing for you, Tom. I got you.
You ain't first or last.
No, we can't do Tom like that, man. We can't do Tom. Tom need a new duck. You gave him Duck Hunt from Nintendo.
I don't control the duck, bro.
Hey, yeah, I know. Well, we make sure all the ducks are in a row. But yeah, man. Hey, that was cool, Beto. That's really innovative. I like how you spiced that up. That threw me. I didn't know what was happening, so that was pretty cool. But I tell you what, I'm gonna come out and say this right now. Screw every team on our schedule. That's it.
There you go. Very simple and to the point. And for all those that are watching, I'll be doing another race. I just added Dina and Roberto to the duck. I just put you guys on a duck. So hopefully the duck that Tom rides in this next race has a little turbo and gets a little pep in the step. So stay tuned. Towards the end of the show, I will go ahead and place a race, and we're going to give Dawn that patch since she's won it fair and square. We're going to go ahead and do another race towards the end of the show, and I added Roberto and I added Dina into it, so we'll go there. But yeah, so moving forward, going back to what we were discussing, we went ahead and signed Juice. We went ahead and signed Manuel Mosley back. We got Jason Verrett back. We went ahead and brought in a pass rusher. They can complement Bosa on the outside and a little bit cheaper. Now, this kid that we got from the Rams, he had 19 pressures, 16 tackles, and 5 sacks as a rotational player last year for the Rams. That's not bad. I definitely like the 19 pressures on a quarterback. So that definitely should be helpful for DeMeco Ryans and his brand new defense that he'll be providing for us come week 1. So I'm excited to the moves. I'm not concerned really about Trent Williams quite yet. Like I said in the beginning of the show, if somebody would have offered him a crazy lucrative contract, I believe he would have been signed by now. If somebody would have blown him out by now, he would have been signed. We would have heard it all over Twitter. Trent Williams goes to. But the fact that he hasn't been signed yet, I go back to the way of my thinking. I think that whatever teams are talking to him are offering him probably a little bit more money than the 49ers, but not enough where he's like, I'm going to your team. If he's weighing out his options, then those teams that are offering him contract are probably not blowing him out of the water. And if that's the case, that serves us favor that he could come back and sign and play for his coach, Cal Shanahan. So I the fact that he hasn't been signed already kind of gives me a little bit of hope that he can come back to the Niners. Now that doesn't guarantee he will come back, but the fact that he hasn't been, the center from the Packers, boom, he got signed right away. The guard got signed right away with Kansas City. Trent is arguably the best tackle out there. The fact that he hasn't got signed yet, it's just makes me feel that the options out there are not as much over than what the Niners are offering, and he's just weighing out his options. So that's my thoughts on that. I see that everybody likes the duck race. I appreciate it. I just trying to spice up our show a little bit. I know we like to give away stuff. A lot of times we're trying to figure out how do we get a winner? Do we pick names? Blah blah blah. And I found this little format, and I thought it was fun watching the Ducks go across the pond. I was looking for a football format, and if I find it, I would definitely use it. But for now, I think the Ducks are all right. So I'm glad you guys like that. I appreciate that. So, is there anything you guys want to add into any thoughts as we're getting close to our hour show? Any thoughts of what has taken place so far? Any points you guys want to bring up? Is there any play? Let me put it this way: is there a player that hasn't been signed yet by the Niners that you would want the Niners to really, really take a look at, and why? Let me ask Florida Mike, and then I'll ask Eric. And I'm asking also the panel, everybody watching on the comments, is there a particular player that fits our scheme, okay, that within our scheme and our price range that you think can be beneficial to the Niners? Go ahead, Florida Mike.
Well, I mean, we're still looking at Trent Williams, obviously, so he would be the biggest priority. Now, I would have said more secondary use check. So we got two of the three. So Trent Williams is the biggest one as far as retaining. And if he gets paid that 20 million or whatever, I mean, at this point, man, it is what it is. We're gonna have to, if you want a guy and that's the best in his position, you're gonna have to overpay him to keep him. They're gonna demand more money. They're not gonna take what like Juszczyk's not gonna take what a fullback is worth in this league, despite how we feel about him being cheaper. He arguably is. I mean, he's the best player in his position, despite how the fullback position is perceived. He's gonna want top dollar as much as possible. And if nobody else would pay him that, has yet to be seen. But um, yeah, Trent Williams. I mean, I don't really give a damn who we get, who we don't get. If the Niners see someone fitting for a financial aspect and they're evaluating these guys on a level way more than anybody else is, I trust the judgment of the guys that are in position to make this team go to Super Bowl because they've proven they can get us there. So now we know that we can get there with these guys. I trust their judgment. So I just want to make sure we get over the hump this time, and it will come because we've proven we can get to the top of the mountain. Now we just need to stay at the top. So I don't really give a damn who we sign, who we don't sign. I feel like we got enough of our core guys already. So now it's just tightening up some loose ends, and that tackle spot is huge. But hey, it is what it is. If Trent Williams is too much for us, keep it moving. I mean, we got players we got to pay in the future anyway. We can't have everybody. So we can't just think today. If we're going to get Trent Williams, then we better get him and we better win. That's my philosophy. If you're going to overpay, then win. Overperform. That's my philosophy.
Got you. I like that. What's your thoughts, Eman, on a player that you
Well,
may think it can be beneficial being brought in?
um, well, outside of our own, obviously, I mean, with Trent Williams and outside of Trent Williams, I would probably say the center position is keen. Like we wanted that from Weston Richburg. Ben Garland was hurt. I I really want us to solidify that position. and our nickel corner position. Uh, if Kwan Williams doesn't come back, then we need to pursue we need to fill that spot with somebody great. Of course, Nate he's been projecting for Mike Hilton from Pittsburgh and Hassan Reddick
Stop
from
reading his
Arizona.
comments. I'm asking you, not him.
But but I mean as far as that goes, yeah, like Alex Mack, uh, Ben Garland. I wouldn't be opposed to bringing Ben Garland back
Okay,
and then addressing the secondary with the nickel corner and maybe safety.
got you. And I'll bring up Nathaniel's his play, but I wanted just to really just to get a feel of what you wanted brought in from your perspective, man. I wanted to get your point of view as much as I got from Florida Mike. Now, Boston Hater says he likes Mike Hilton, cornerback from Pittsburgh, or he likes Hassan Riddick, linebacker from Arizona. Now, I don't know about Mike being, but I know that I read that the Niners were definitely in talks with Riddick. And me and the Boston Hater were talking about this earlier. He believes that he brings the same quality, or has not been looked at or used properly the way that Barrett was prior going to Tampa. Now you see Barrett with the money that he got in Tampa, and the production he was able to give there. So hopefully this kid, Sam Riddick, comes to us, but wherever he goes, he might turn into a Barrett type of player, and whatever team he goes to, he can be productive. Kind of like what Boston Hater said, that he hasn't been utilized properly in Arizona. So sometimes, like Florida Mike said earlier, it depends what scheme you're in, how a team utilizes you and your skill set. A lot of times you can have the great, just like Solomon Thomas. I think when he goes, wherever he goes, I don't think he'll be a great player, but I think he'll be more productive in a different scheme. I just don't think he fits what the Niners are doing here in San Francisco for him. So that's my thoughts. And Tom, I'm not even going to bring up your comment about uh, if I'm thinking about the one that we had already and we traded out. No.
No, he's talking about Williams,
Okay. Well. Okay.
and yeah, he's not signed anywhere yet.
No. But
But he is,
for what I heard, he's very good, much in talks with the Jets.
yeah, I think he's going to end up signing with the Jets.
Uh,
Who's that signing with the Jets? Trent Williams?
K. Williams.
No,
Okay, Williams.
Kwan Williams.
Kawhi Williams.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
see you. Bye.
Yeah.
But
Well, go ahead.
I mean, it all comes down to the money. He's a good nickel corner,
N- Not,
and I don't know
Nate,
if we're going to be able to afford him.
Nate did bring up earlier in our conversation. I'll give him credit because if I don't, he'll make sure he puts it in the comments. But we were talking about the kid Shante Samuels Jr. Uh, the Niners have been interested in looking at him. I think he'll fit well as a slot corner. They could potentially replace K.Y. Williams, and he can probably get drafted in the third or fourth round, possibly.
What college did he go to?
That I don't remember. Nate,
You know.
I know. I'm not going to say it though.
Okay.
He went to the
So
same college that Deion Sanders went to. I'll say
as
that
well
much.
as Warwick Dunn. I just want to throw that in there. Go
Yeah,
Knowles.
I know.
So I do want John Brown. I'm gonna say that again.
There you go, and that's all right. Listen, we all have we're not always going to agree with one another, and I'm not saying that Brown is not a good fit or a good player, but a lot of us have our own thoughts of what player would benefit the Niners, and we may agree or may disagree with one another, but it's just how we feel. And I like Brown. He's
Everybody's. I'm sorry. I
no,
had
go,
to
go,
jump
go
in.
ahead.
Everybody's on the talks of Patrick Surtain and these Asante Samuel. There's quite a few DBs that are actually really great that are coming out in this draft. Um, One player for sure that don't get a lot of mention is Greg Newsom from Northwestern. That kid's going to be something great. Uh, kind of kind of gives me that kind of
Freaking
gives me
me.
that Aqib Talib kind of ball hawk
Okay.
DB. So I mean, I just had to say that because I mean, people been. Don't get me wrong, Patrick Surtain is probably one of the most heaviest coveted DBs that's going to come off the board, but I don't think he's the best DB in this draft.
So I guess for the duck race, I'm gonna have to put Grant's multiple personalities. Now he's Mark Jackson. Jesus. By
What about
then,
the
Mark
tight end
Jackson.
from What about the tight end from Minnesota?
oh, Kyle
Rudolph.
Rudolph
Yeah, I just thought about him too.
for the right price. I mean, the kid. I mean, the guy's up there in age, but I I heard the Niners are already. They said they're not going to bring back what's his name that we signed last year from the Washington. So he's not coming back.
Oh,
Jordan
Jordan Reed.
Ain't coming
Jordan
back.
Reed, yeah. So Kyle Rudolph is actually not a bad thought of bringing in that tight end to pair up with Kittle. It's just what price is he going to want if he's within reason and he's not absurd in his price asking. Then that's something that I would generally think about bringing in myself. But it all depends
I'll
on
give
how
you
much he wants.
I'll give you a name for a 1 year deal.
Go ahead.
Coming out, he opted out last year due to COVID. Had plenty of time to recover. I'm gonna go with Delaney Walker.
Bringing him back. I
To
kind
come
of thought that's where you were going.
bring. That's. I mean, imagine having him in this offense.
Yeah, I mean,
And
we
he's
all
great.
saw what he did in when he was here before. Now, taking he's a little bit older, but he had like you said, he had a year off to rest his body. So I don't think he'll be that expensive either, huh?
No, he shouldn't be.
Yeah,
But Rudolph's going to be more expensive than you want to pay for a tight end.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's just But hopefully, I mean, if he wants to go to a contending team, we'll see.
Is Sertain available by the 12th pick? I mean, if we stay at 12,
Probably
or we have
not.
to move up to get him.
Probably not.
I think
He'll probably go in the top
he's a
10.
top 10.
Yeah,
Yeah, we definitely would have to.
we have to move up.
Move up. Yeah, I think honestly, I think the one that might slip past the 10th will be probably a Horn. Will be one that might get to the 11th or 12th spot, but I think Sertain and the other kid, Farley, will be gone
Yeah.
by then.
Well, and a lot of people's projections are a lot higher right now, but they haven't even really had the combine yet or anything like that to see where these kids are at
A
and
lot
evaluate
older.
them. So,
A lot older. Are
yeah,
you
he is
is you
Delaney
referring to
Walker.
Rudolph or Delaney Walker? Okay, okay. I wasn't sure if he was talking about Rudolph
I
or.
hate the combine.
I don't.
Well,
I like it.
this will be the first year. I like it too, but this will be the first year without it, and we're going to see how that takes into place. Because, as we all know, because of COVID, there's going to be there was no combine, and everything was done virtually. A lot of these players, it's going to be the scouting teams of these. Every scouting team for each team is going to have to earn their money because the first rounders, second rounders, third rounders, but when you start getting into the fourth, fifth, sixth, you really gotta know who these kids are, man. Their characteristics, their off and on the field issues, because you're not gonna get a true feel with these kids because you're not gonna be able to have that one-on-one interview in person to kind of get a feel of it. Everything's virtually, so I think there's going to be some unfortunate bad kids coming into the cracks to some of these teams. Hopefully, the Niners does not get stuck with any problem child coming in to the organization because of the lack of communication with them individually. So we'll see what happens. But I think all the scouting teams are going to have to earn their money, especially in the later rounds.
Well, I hate the
We got
combine. I feel like it's pretty pointless in my opinion. I don't think it really evaluates the true talent of guys. You know, at the end of the day, like I said, it comes down to what system. It comes down to development. You know, there's plenty of players who have had not great combines and ball out on the field. I just feel like combines are just extra hurdle for entertainment, in my humble opinion. Just like a preseason, to me, both of them are pointless. I think they both suck.
Yeah. I hope that's not true, but Fitzpatrick to Washington. Darn it, man. That's somebody that I really, really wanted as a backup quarterback to Jimmy G. I think if we ride with Jimmy, if we had a Ryan Fitzpatrick, would have been a great backup. But if he's going to Washington, good call for Washington. That's a good signing for Washington to back up that. I forgot the name of that kid that got hurt last year. That is over there. So good move for them. I wish him the best, but I wish we would have got him. But it is what it
Yeah.
is.
So, how many teams has he played for now?
Yeah. Again, backup. That was my whole. Never a starter. Never a starter. I never thought of him as a starter. But what I like about Ryan Fitzpatrick is that you can go into a season more comfortable with Jimmy G, knowing that he can be Jimmy. Ryan Fitzpatrick can not only back up Jimmy G in case Jimmy G gets hurt, but he's able to work with him and teach him some things here and there as an on-field coach. And that was my perspective of Ryan Fitzpatrick coming in, and I would feel a little bit more confident going into the season, knowing that hey, if Jimmy gets hurt for a game or two, I'm confident that Ryan Fitzpatrick can win those games, even at his age and even being part of a lot of teams. But that's no longer a possibility. He signed with the Washington football team, and I wish him the best. And we'll see we still got to bring somebody in. I am not comfortable with Mullins. I am not comfortable with CJ. Even with what's his name, Josh Rosen. I think he'll eventually develop into a good quarterback. If anything, a good backup. But having to ride with him this season, if Jimmy gets hurt, I will not feel comfortable relying on Josh Rosen if something happens to Jimmy personally. So, is there a backup out there besides Ryan Fitzpatrick and your guys' thoughts? They can come in that you guys feel comfortable for a backup role in case something happens to Jimmy, or is there nobody else? Oh, Andy Dalton. Let me bring that up. Do you guys
What
think
about Tyrod Taylor?
or there you go, another one. Do you guys think those guys will be a good a prospect to bring in as a backup? And again, we're talking backup. We're not talking starters. We're not talking about a player coming in and all of a sudden he's taking over Jimmy G's job. Cut that out. Anybody we bring in is going to be for backup purposes if we keep. And I don't want to mention that guy. The guy that is with the Bears right now, no, we're not mentioning him. We're getting rid of Thomas.
I'll go with Alex. I'm going with Alex Smith, honestly. That's
wow,
the one I'm
talk
going
about you love reunions, don't you? You're talking about Denali Walker.
Well,
now you're talking about Smith. You love reunions, don't you?
Look what he did for Washington. He came in off the bench. I mean,
do you think he wants? Do you think he wants to be a backup though? He wants to be a starter.
I think he just wants to play football.
Well, yeah. I don't know. That's a good thought. What's your thought, Florida Mike, on Alex Smith possibly coming back as a backup?
I mean, hey, it's better than what we have. So,
amen to that. Amen to that.
Any one of these guys aren't somebody. Any one of these guys aren't somebody I'll be like I have to have. I mean, whether it's Alex, whether it's Tyrod Taylor, Andy Dalton, all three of them are better than Mullins. So,
yes,
which
sir.
one would I rather have out of the three? I mean, I'm always favored towards quarterbacks that I like as far as their ability to make plays. I've always liked mobile quarterbacks. I'm a Steve Young fan, so I will cater to an athletic mobile quarterback anytime. There you go. Steve Young is my favorite 49er of all time. So,
Charlie Taylor is definitely a mobile quarterback.
Correct. But I know that he's also had a botch like surgery or something like that. I don't know if he'll be the same. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I would have liked Fitzpatrick, despite him not being as mobile or whatever. But I would have liked
Yep. That was my top.
Fitzpatrick too. He's a good field gap quarterback. We've
Yes.
seen what he can do.
Great bridge
You know,
quarterback.
but
Yes.
anybody over Mullins and Beathard, anybody. I'd rather run a Wildcat than to have Mullins and Beathard out there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree. And for
we
those
saw the
that
Denver game.
for you guys,
Yeah.
the Niners did not. What's the word I'm looking for with Mullins? They it's a word I can't think of it at the moment, but they're letting him go. They're letting him walk. So I'm glad for that, man. I'm glad that now CJ's another one that I have concern because one thing, if there's a fault of Kyle Shanahan, is his loyalty to players that he likes, and we know that he moved up to get CJ and not Mullins. Mullins was an undrafted free agent. So, but I don't like CJ either. I really would. I would really like to get rid of those guys permanently and then move on. What is Tom talking about? He is getting an elbow transplant. Oh, for that injury. Now, what it sucks for him, but talk about things that happen in life, right? Here's Tyrod Taylor, um, starting for the LA Chargers. What I don't know, one of the position coach or somebody got it. He got him hurt or whatever. I forgot how that worked out, and injected him or something. I forgot how it went, but he can't play. Here comes the kid out of Oregon, and just takes off, man. And now he's the quarterback of the Chargers, man. So and now he has a great center to pass him the ball. Probably not probably the best center in the NFL. So good for him. But yeah, just I don't know if Taylor is still available to play, if he's healthy, if he's been cleared to play there, Florida Mike. But Ryan Fitzpatrick was definitely somebody that I wanted as a backup.
Just to go back on Mullins, he didn't have the procedure. He didn't have to have Tommy John surgery, but he just needs another football team.
He just needs to have know how to play football surgery.
Yeah.
This guy talk about when he don't have pressure in his face, he's decent. But you saw the Philadelphia game. You saw the Dolphin game. You put pressure, and he's like a deer in the headlights. Listen, I was a great advocate. I'm not going to lie. Boston Hater wouldn't let me lie anyway if I wanted to. I liked past tense. I liked Mullins at a point, and I defended him to a point. But after what I saw last year, how can I defend him? The guy is trash. He is trash, man, and I would not be confident going into the season with him backing up Jimmy at all. So we have come to our hour of our live. Let's go ahead and do another race and give away another patch to a lucky winner, since I added Adina and Roberto into this race. And then once this race is done and we present the winner, we'll go ahead and call it a night. Great show for sure. So let's go ahead and put this on the camera. Let's get these guys ready. All right, so we have our race. We have our racers. We got Roberto. We got Dina, Javier, Kimo, Roberto, Grant / Mike, and Tom.
What about Kathy?
Is Kathy in here?
Yeah, she's here.
Oh, I did. Okay, I appreciate that. Hold on, guys. I did not see Kathy. Let me put Kathy in there.
Wait, so
Kathy, where's Kathy? There she is. Kathy. All right, Kathy's in there. Boom, boom. All right. So we have Kathy, Dina, Javier, Kimo, Roberto, Grant / Mike, and Tom. All right, guys, get ready to win a patch of my choosing, by the way. But I will give you guys a beautiful patch. Don't worry, they're all nice. So
I like Roberto's duck.
Roberto's duck, huh?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, that with the hat. Yeah. Ready, get set, and good luck to everybody. Go. And when they're off, Javier stepping up. Oh, Javier and Grant are moving up. Here comes Chemo. Here comes Tom. Kathy's quietly up there. Look at Chemo. Chemo's no joke. He's like, I want to win this patch tonight. Here comes, oh, they're tied. Tom's leading. Tom's in the lead. Tom got a different duck by the request of.
Hey, I had to have a talk to Tom's duck. I told him, don't.
Can he hold? Can he hold off? Can he hold on?
Damn, Javier.
Javier.
Oh, you guys did Tom so bad again.
Boom.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Tom.
Tom.
Javier, congratulations.
Congratulations, Javier.
That is so bad. Not only did Tom have last place on the previous one, now he had the hopes of winning, and a few seconds later, Javier comes from behind. Man, damn.
Yeah.
Tom, I'm sorry, bro. I have no control over this duck, man. I would have gave you something, man. I feel bad.
Neither do I, bro. Trust me. It's like I'm sitting on the keyboard choosing who's going to win.
Hey, I'm going to be honest, man. This is so cool that you got a duck race. Like, I really think that's dope, bro. I commend you, Beto, for your creativity, man. Hey, y'all fans, give it up for Beto, man. Beto got some creativity over here. That was. I'm going to be honest, bro. That's dope. You know what I mean? I'm actually entertained by the race. Like, I'm up here, like, placing bets in my head. You know what I mean?
Well, I always try to find ways to kind of make the shows exciting, bro. We love to give away things. I'm trying to figure different ways to do so other than just sitting here saying, okay, Mike, pick a number in your head. And, just trying to make a little bit of fun was my
that's cool.
my thought process. But congratulations, Javier and Don. Both of you guys won. Same thing, Javier. Send me an email with your information to ninersickness@yahoo.com. And tomorrow, God willing, I will send out yours and Don's patch to you guys. But congratulations to you guys for winning the winners. For those that participated, there's always the next show. You may be the one that can take a patch on the next show. Again, I'm grateful and thankful for my boys. E-Man, I appreciate you, brother. Much love. Florida Mike as well. Love you guys. The Boston Hater in the comments. You guys are awesome. I love this panel. You guys are the best. And again, without you, the viewers, without you guys watching our podcast, it wouldn't be what it is. And I cannot end a show without thanking each and every one of you. I'm not going to mention your names because I might leave somebody out, but everyone part of the show, you know who you are. We appreciate you, man. We love you, and we are grateful for you guys showing your faith and dedication and loyalty to this show. Appreciate you, man. But do me a favor. Before you log off, make sure you smash the like button. Hit that like button on this YouTube so that we can continue to move up on YouTube. So hit that like button. I appreciate it. Everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of the N.W.A. podcast Monday night show. And we'll be happy to see you guys on Friday. Same time, same channel. Again, gentlemen, thank you for being part of the show. Much love and respect. You guys were amazing. Viewers, good night and God bless. And we are out. Peace.